So Jim wanted me to talk about send out cards, and I am going to talk about send out cards. And some of you know how it works, but I'm also going to talk about some other follow-up tools that tie in and why I use it, how I use it, some other creative ways of how you could use it to sell more ads. So we all collect newspaper ads and clip them out. They're all leads. We're getting other magazines and Valpaks and golden mailers in the mail, and those are all potential advertisers. So as a new AP, it's like, where do you start? I've got hundreds and hundreds of these leads all over my desk, and I'm one person. And sometimes my wife will help me out here and there. I do have a young kid from the community college that's doing an intern with me, so I get him for 10 and a half hours a week, and a new one starting next week. They're passing out flyers for me, and they get credit to the community college. But now what I'm having them do is taking ads from other magazines that come, and they're putting them into my send out cards system. So send out card system, for those that don't know, it's a CRM system, but it's a print on demand system where it allows you to enter in one contact or 100 contacts. You could simply use it to send out a thank you card, a birthday card. So imagine next Friday is your good friend's birthday, since you've known since the kindergarten. You need to send him a birthday card. He lives all the way in New York. You're busy. What do you have to do? You have to go down to the grocery store, the Hallmark store, pay $2, $3, $4, hand address it, put a stamp on it. Oh my God, is it going to get there on time? So with send out cards, basically, you log on to this website. And for those that don't have accounts, we could give you a trial account that has free printing and postage in it. But you click on birthday, you pick out the theme, you type out what you want to say. You say, hey, Justin, it's been a while. Happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. And send in the printing companies in Utah. 3 days later, 4 days later, your friend receives this birthday card in the mail. And that's what I've done for my magazine, is I've taken, so it comes in an envelope with a stamp on it. And so what I've done is I've taken a front cover of a magazine.
A mock-up.
A mock-up that I haven't even printed yet. And it has a beautiful, it's on gloss.
It's the James family.
Yeah. And inside, I've taken that other graphic, most of you have seen the Looking for New Customers flyer. So boom, they open up, it pops. And so any local business that's doing business in your city sees the word in the city on a magazine, it creates curiosity. And this is not meant to be a mass mailer where you're sending them to thousands of people. This is meant to be, okay, every day I'm going to call on 10 leads, and I'm going to follow up with those 10 people. And I don't have a magazine to send as a media kit yet, so I've got to send them something to touch. So I'm going to hit them with a text, my mobile website. I'm going to hit them with this. And on the inside, it simply says, advertise the 15,000 homes in Danville and Blackhawk for as low as 2 cents per home. Next issue, full color glossy magazine, guaranteed delivery by the post office, name, phone number, and my website. So now, when I follow up in 2 days and call them, 3 or 4 days, they're starting to remember David Weiss, Danville hometown. This is in front of them. For my mobile website business, I sent out in an envelope a 2015 calendar card. With this calendar card, I've already visited some of my clients that do mobile websites with me to talk to them with the magazine. And I go in, and they have my card up on their wall, up on their desk. So I love doing calendar cards. I don't do Christmas cards or holiday cards. I do a New Year's Happy New Year on the inside, wishing you a Happy New Year. With send out cards, you could upload a picture, logo, and I put Go Web Mode. This is when I hadn't launched my magazine yet, and that's it.
One thing do you have a quick second?
Yeah, of course.
One thing we did in California, every year we would send out cards to the advertisers that had advertised steadily throughout the year. We'd also include the calendar for the next coming year as far as when the issues come out, deadlines and things like that. And then sometimes we would slip in gift cards, different things like that, just as to say thank you for
Sure.
being a customer.
Using send out cards.
And choosing, yes.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, with send out
Well,
cards.
the send out cards, you can't really do the gift certificates.
Well, you
unless
could-
they're
they have-
sent to you and then you.
No, with send out cards, there's gift cards from Starbucks, Home Depot.
Well, these are ones that
Oh,
we get
for
to
I
trade
see.
on.
Oh, okay, yeah. So no, but if you want to send a thank you, $5 maybe you walk into a restaurant and that young employee helps you get in contact with the business owner. You could send them a card with a $5 gift card in it. And then besides greeting cards, for less money, you could do a solo postcard. So it doesn't come in an envelope, it's less on the printing, but it still comes out really nice. And I just choose to use the front cover of the majority of the space, because that's what I'm trying to brand. When I walk into the business holding a sample, what I did is I took color copies of this cover, 8.5 by 11, and then I took glue stick on some magazines and put it over. So when I walk in, like Jim shows with the magazine facing them, they see Danville on the front cover. They don't see Washington. And then the same type of message here. So I do this a lot. If I go to a chamber mixture and I come home, I got a pocket full of business cards. I'll kind of select the ones that I want to follow up with, and I'll put them in send out cards.
I'm not familiar, is send out cards a website, and then you go in and personalize and drop stuff in?
Yeah, so if there was a computer here in Denmark, I could demo it too, but I could send you a link at sendoutcards.com. I'll give you the username and password, set you up with a free account, and it's basically an online virtual greeting card store of 10,000 cards.
Okay,
But then what's nice about Send Out Cards is you could upload your own custom images.
okay,
So another thing to get real creative, you could literally walk around with your iPhone or a nicer camera at a restaurant, boom, snap a picture. So you really want that restaurant in your magazine. You could create a custom card with that restaurant, retail, the store location, right on the card. And he gets that in the mail, he's not gonna throw that away. It has his restaurant. And then on the inside, you could put, looking for new customers, we'd love to have you in our magazine. I mean, yeah, you could do a spec ad too. You
That's
could,
really cool.
right.
What would be the reason that you would not?
Thank you.
go to work?
Well, I mean, Jim, how long have you had that card? Jim, how long have you had that card for?
I had an area publisher send me a card with the Hometown Values logo on the cover. I've probably had it for, since '07, '08.
Yeah,
It's been on my, and I think of the guy every time I look at it.
yeah. So when I first signed up with Send Out Cards, it was probably, I don't know, 2006. I had a friend actually up in Washington. He sent me a birthday card. How did he do this? And just about that time, my wife's mother's father passed away. And I had already bought a greeting card, and it got too mushy, and I had to cross it out. I can't send this. And I waited a couple more days. I go, wait a second. I went to the back of his, where it said Send Out Cards, and I figured out, wow, I can send a card, a real card. This is not an e-card. It's a direct mail card. And you can type it out. There's like 20 different fonts. But what's nice, if you have nice handwriting, you could do your own ABCs in capital, lowercase. They'll upload that, so it could be in your handwriting. So going back to why is someone not going to throw it away? Well, if you customize it and you put something that belongs to them, chances are they're not going to throw it away. I mean, I've been with Send Out Cards where I built a side business and have a lot of people on the system. And the way I built the business is I would go to real estate agents' websites, I'd right-click on their picture, and in the card, I would personalize a card but put their picture. That's how I signed up a lot of real estate agents. They go, how did you do that? And so you could do that the same thing with the business. You could go make a spec ad, or you could simply go to their website, right-click on their logo, and then when they get the card, it says, you know, Joe's Taqueria, we would love to have you in our magazine. So it's, yes.
What do they cost roughly for, like, you know, I mean, they send them to you and then you mail them out?
No,
Or they
so,
mail them
no,
out?
good question. So the printer's in Utah. As soon as you click submit or print on your computer screen, they usually print them either that day or the next day out of Utah. So Utah to Washington for 2 or 3 days. And it comes in the mail, you know, in an envelope or a solo postcard.
And what's it cost for like a?
So depending on how many you do, it starts at as low as 31 cents for a postcard plus the postage stamp. Then if you do a greeting card, it's considered 2 points, 62 cents. If you add pictures, another point. But a nice greeting card for about $1.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's less than a Hallmark card. It's not meant to do 500 cards because then you could go to a printer and, you know,
It's a personalized touch.
it's a personalized touch. So they're different. Like I had Pete do some, you know, 2-up on cardstock for me. So I don't put anything on this side. It's just my return address, Danville hometown, because I don't want them to see anything. I either hand address here or I have mailing labels on them. They receive that, they get that in the mail. So I'm mailing out hundreds of these a week, so when I am stopping by their business, they're either getting a send-out card, they're getting one of these, and then the college kid, he's also walking around with a double-sided flyer like this. One side has my San Ramon zone, one is my Danville zone. So I tie in send-out cards with a lot of my offline. Right now I just want to plant a bunch of seeds in the community, so when I walk in, I want to do less explaining of who I am. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Luckily, there's a magazine that's been around for about 10, 15 years called Your Town. It's on like a newspaper print. So luckily for me, it's been to my favor. Oh, I've heard of your company before, and it's so yeah. So I don't try to argue or not argue with them, but I'll go through all the other direct mail publications that come, and a lot of them will list their addresses on their ad. So I'll enter them in. If they're not listed, sometimes you could simply take their phone number, put it into Google, and it'll do a reverse lookup. Or if you go to their website, it'll show their mailing address. Sometimes it's a painter or a plumber. They're not advertising their home address, but you could go to like Whois, which is like a domain name search, and you could do a reverse lookup of who registered the domain name. It takes some time, but as a new AP, for me it's important that I want to brand myself with direct mail consistently, not just one card that they get. Guess what? I'm publishing a magazine. Every issue, every magazine issue cycle, I want to be hitting these potential advertisers to stay in front of them, because we're only one person, or there's some husband and wife publishers in here, but there's only so many people you can contact in a day. So I'm a big believer in the send-out card system because it's a tool that you can consistently, if it's 10 a day or 10 a week, it doesn't matter. The point is, if you stay in front of these people, now once you get them as an advertiser, why not send them a thank you card? If they send you a referral, why not thank them for that referral? So there's a lot of... I'm sorry?
How much do those cost?
So anywhere from a postcard is as low as 31 cents for a postcard plus a postcard stamp.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a greeting card, 62 cents plus a first class stamp. If you do custom pictures, it's 93 cents plus postage stamp.
Okay, so like $1.50 per card or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Maximum?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So my rule of thumb is I don't try to send out hundreds in a week because I can't follow up on 100. So I'll just cherry pick maybe 25, 50 people, 10 people a day, and then those are the people I'm following up with. Because when I call them up, Danville hometown, oh yeah, I got something in the mail and it's been working. Hardly ever does someone get excited and go, oh, I want to advertise in your magazine because they got it, because they're busy. But for me, it's okay. I just want to plant these seeds and get going. So, and I go through, I mean, every envelope pack, there's a lot in my area, I don't know your area, I mean, I have about 3 or 4 publications, there's about 3 or 4 envelope packs. So luckily, advertisers advertise, so I'm not going through the phone book or even Yelp. I'm calling on businesses that already believe in direct mail. So I'll go through, when this is Money Mailer, and I'm not going to call the fragrance place or whatever, or the tool place or DirecTV. I'll cherry pick the ones that I want. So I brought a deck of cards because when I used to sell magazine advertising, I would get a lot of people that say, well, I'm already advertising in Valpak or Money Mailer or AdWords. And so I came up with this concept where I take a deck of cards, and people that play poker or cards, say pick a card, any card. And I show the potential advertiser, well, an envelope pack is like aces and kings. People are going to pull out the pizza, they're going to pull out the carpet cleaner and a few of the food coupons. What happens to the rest of the coupons? They get thrown away. So the same thing like a deck of cards, they say you're going to keep your aces and kings. With the magazine format, it's longer shelf life. You're inside with a bunch of other, fun community events and coupons with money-saving value. So I just wanted to bring that part of the presentation. But then there's, I joined another networking group, and they call themselves Danville Business Partners. And just with my luck, in Christmas time, they published their own direct mail magazine. And I went to the first meeting and all I could do was complain about how expensive it was. Because they only had about 20 people in their group and they sent this out to 10,000 people, printed it on their own, and it cost them a fortune. So basically, all of these businesses in here, the group I joined, I sent them a nice to meet you kind of card. Here's my magazine. So that's pretty much.
It's gonna cost them a lot less.
Yeah, it's going to cost them a lot less, but I can't contact all 25 of these people, go through a Valpak, 25 more leads, go through another Home Concepts. You know, I got Post-it notes on all these advertisers, so that's why I use the send-out card system and kind of put feelers out there, let the people know, and then when I follow up, it makes it that much easier for me. Let me see if there was anything else. Oh, and the same thing with BNI, so, or LaTip. So you have your own networking group, and the nice thing about being in the advertising business, we're not a real estate agent or an attorney or chiropractor, where a lot of these networking groups already have that category. So what I've been doing is I've been going through my local 5-mile radius of these other BNI groups, and most of them don't have an advertising rep, and I've been kind of cherry picking, okay, this group that meets on Tuesday, they have a tree person. They have a pest control person. And so I'll send them a send-out cards, and I'm also a BNI member on the Wednesday group. You know, let's get together, I'd like to show you my magazine. So versus just calling them and emailing them, I try to reach out using that. So that's what I wanted to share. Yeah.
Very good,
Yeah.
thanks.